The dilemma continues to get more and more interesting. I'll tell you what, this is just mind-bending. It is so much fun, but at the same time, it just poses so many different choices, and I'm at a little bit of an impasse. I know I've said several things in the past of what I'd like to do with this and how I'd like to go about it, but yesterday, while doing missions, we came across a little bit of a tissue for an issue, and that was within our search and rescue company. We all of a sudden needed to do some serious work on our aircraft. I've already done it, but the engine condition yesterday needed maintenance, and that, yes, does have a price tag of nearly 400,000 credits. And in order to stay airworthy, that's something I think that you need to do. So I went ahead and did that. And as you can see, it has had a pretty, I would say significant impact on the overall profitability of this specific airline at this point. So I'm hemming and hawing about other ways to make more money. Yes, I can continue to go back and forth between employee and freelancer and fly these missions. Not a problem. However, I would like to earn more profits faster with other aircraft. And one thing that we've done from the very beginning of this career path, even the first time around, was flight scene missions. All right? We did them in the H125. I've even done a few of them in the fixed-wing aircraft as well. And honestly, while using the sim rate increase and sim rate decrease for those missions, it doesn't turn out to be that bad. Honestly, you get to see some new places, it's not that bad. Plus, when you look into this a little bit, and if we go back into all companies, create companies, I have flight scene available, and it's only $1,000 to purchase the company. But if I want to put an H125 in the air for this company, it's 1.9 million. However, I can throw a X-Cub into the mix for a mere 170. I'm going to create the company. I'm going to roll the dice one more time. It's a sellable aircraft. Oh, we're going to call this one ground control. I'm going to confirm it. This is the path I think that I'm going to at least try. Because I start to really think about how much money we're going to need to make almost daily in order to get these fuel maintenance and costs covered for multiple aircraft in multiple companies. Because you can see that today, earlier, I've taken a pretty good hit to my maintenance and fuel costs. By the way, Merry Christmas to all of those of you celebrating out there. Thank you for watching the video. Hope you've had a wonderful day with family and friends if it was possible for you. And blessings to you all. So what I'd like to do is come into this all companies now and see that we've got ground control, flight scene. We're going to manage the company and consider buying an aircraft. I may actually have enough money to pull this off with a little bit left over. I probably should play this smart and wait. Or what I do is actually just go into a Cabri, because that is an available aircraft, even though it wasn't available in the last list of aircraft. It is available here. And for a relatively affordable price, considering it's not in the millions, it's on a good condition aircraft right here, just about 285. We got another one with maintenance for 238, but I promise you these two, when purchased, are going to have costs overhead that are just about identical, or at least super close. We got another one to maintain down here for 228.6. That I'm not going to do because I don't think I have enough just yet, right? But now that the company is purchased, I'm going to come out and do one more flight. gonna earn some cash real quick. At least that's that's the hope. I've seen this go wrong in the past before. It wouldn't surprise me if it goes wrong again. But it is always fun to get out and fly some missions. Maybe we can even get together a little bit later on and do a little bit of a fly-in if you guys are up for it. I know a lot of you have had very long days. I'm going to come to the employee side of the things, and I am going to fly some search and rescue. Not a high profit margin here. However, we are in the mountains. I think we've actually might have done this one earlier. Let's see if they wind up in the same spot or somewhere different. And I want to get some of your feedback. I want to know just how you are going about this. Is your plan of action working for you? If you're able to fly. I've had a few people chime in and say that they were waiting to install the software. Curious to see if they've gotten up and running just yet, how their adventures are going. I'm talking a lot to High Lifter. He's doing some missions tonight. Hopefully High Lifter's had some good success. Hopefully I can have some good success in my 125, and we'll see how this goes. Ooh, half the body's missing right there. You gotta take that. I do think that owning a different type of company is kind of going to be beneficial. I don't know why. Maybe it's just the variety. The problem, like I said, though, is maintenance costs, because I ran into a very costly engine repair on my 125, and that's hard to recover for just one aircraft. But when you consider just how many of the free or flight-seeing missions there are normally, I'm going to hopefully not incorrectly assume that those employee side and freelance side of flight seeing should be populated with a pretty decent amount of missions. And I'm going to use those big giant quotes again. They should be. But I will be very curious to see, because I think that's the route that I'm going to be taking. The flight seeing missions honestly do not take very long when you're using the sim rate increase, sim rate decrease. There's very little that can go wrong. We've seen the missions work properly. We're not worried about survivors being buried in the woods. You're just flying over new areas. Those missions weren't very glitched, as long as you were making sure that you were, catching up with your ATC calls and landing in the proper direction on your runways. The little stuff. Because every other kind of mission that I'm flying up to this point, fixed wing or not, they are all full of bugs. Trying to do the fixed wing search and rescue missions, where you have to land a bush plane somewhere and then take back off or taxi up to your survivor. Wow, is that full of bugs. Like a lot. Super difficult to pull those off if you can do it by using the restart. I'll give that as an option right there. So if you see something going wrong with the mission, you can just restart before you crash. But even then, trying to get them to work at all is just like, oof. Yep, next. Moving on. Get our EFD map up here, and of course we're going to take that guy and pause the simulator while it's drop that onto a different page.
Your map should display your assigned search area. Check it regularly.
Get that sim rate increase moving right along.
41 -5. Time is critical. Start the search as soon as you get on site. Rock falls are common around here when climbing, which can
always double check to make sure that your aircraft has fuel in it before you take off as well. That is one of the things that will end a mission quicker than anything in those fixed wing flights. I do find a lot of the Medevac missions getting diverted, so even though they say they're 6.5 hours long, if they take 45 minutes, it's a long mission. I've also found myself using the technique of sim rate increase, but not using autopilot. Instead, I will just keep these visualizations on, and I will hand fly for about an hour in this sim rate increase mode, which is a little much, but it's effective in avoiding some of the bugs in those missions.
SAR Heli 241. How's it going?
And those do turn a good profit on both sides of the spectrum too. You know, if you don't own your aircraft for that
I'm sure you can
mission
locate
set,
something from up there.
as an employee, those do turn a pretty decent profit most of the time. Quite a bit of turbulence out here on the mountains again. Get a little bit closer to our search area. We'll slow it down just one time. So before we found him over by our little
Quentin is not really familiar
lake
with
with
the
an
area,
island
but
in
he
it.
knows what to do in such a situation. He must be waiting somewhere within sight.
Curious if we'd be able to get right back to that.
When we lost the signal, it was pinging near your current location. His backpack is orange, easy to spot anywhere.
Let's see here. I believe if I come just a little bit to the left. It should be in this general direction. Maybe on the other side of that peak right there off to my right. But it made us fly around for an extensive amount of time while looking for this survivor. And since it seems to be a duplicate, let's see if they've dropped him in the same place or if we're going somewhere new today. That island, and we saw them, I believe. I see the mirror already. We have found them already. They're in the same spot. What do you know? They just pop smoke. Almost no tail rudder authority right now. To the left. It's very interesting. There we go. She's spinning around. She's coming.
Confirm visual. Initiating evac.
Much quicker today than it was yesterday. And again, we're going to do that little trick we had before. If we find a spot that is relatively flat, but we think the chopper might be still sliding around when it gets to the ground, we're going to use the parking brakes, even though this 125 is on skids. Set the parking brake now before I bring it in. Throttle down, power down.
Reporting.
Aircraft does not move.
SAR Heli 241, ready to extract. Ready to depart when you are captain.
Ready to depart. Let's see if we can't turn up our brightness right here. Still got a half a tank of gas. We are good to go. I like it. Super quick and easy. And once we start doing these consistently, like if I have my own aircraft in one of these places that generates this mission literally daily, I'll be able to go to each one of them eventually without having to move an aircraft. But again, the dilemma remains, how do you earn enough money in the meantime to maintain multiple aircraft like that? Because dropping 400K per on just the engine
I'm Crystal. An
is a
emergency
little
medic. I'll be taking
that's
care of you during this flight
that's a
to
bill.
Solas. Okay. Don't worry. I'll be here with you every step of the way.
And I've seen these people with like $2-3 million or more in their accounts already, and it's like, how did you do that? I don't get it, because it's not working for me. Let's get a sim rate increase going here. Very windy in the mountains. Parking brake trick comes in handy though. If the slope is too much of a gradient, or grade I should say, I'm not even going to attempt it. If anything, at that point, what I will do is the brake maneuver, but I will not put the chopper all the way down. I will just wait until it triggers it while I'm in a single skid hover. Those seem to be coming fewer and far further in between. But it is a good trick.
Quentin, want something to drink? Water or electrolyte drink to help you recover?
If you have something sweet, I think a bit of sugar will help. Thanks.
Some of these little cabin conversations are so poorly written, it's so comical. My favorite has always been "we touch." It makes absolutely no sense. Or the emphatic "see ya." That's another good one. It contextually doesn't belong whatsoever. It's bizarre, but definitely comical. Go ahead and get a hold of ATC to let them know that we are on our way. Should be coming into runway 15.
November traffic SAR. Heli 241 Hotel Alpha Echo 81135 miles south 9,000. Always fly with safety. Land runway 15.
It depends on the mission and the criticities, but the rescuers
Again, make sure the
usually partner
visual
with the same team of
assistants
pilots
stay
who swaps in and out according with
if
their
you're using them, or
schedule
you
and the
know where
conditions.
your directions are. Use that EFB appropriately. Should be another S rating mission.
Lima Foxtrot Juliet November traffic SAR. Heli 241 Hotel Alpha Echo 811 is on final
Make sure
runway
that landing light
15
is
to
on.
land.
And it has got me coming into the runway the wrong direction again, just like I said, so I'm actually going to slip that. Come back down with my sim rate increase. Can't fool me. Yeah, they can. They've done it before. I'm sure it'll happen again. Yep. Their final is in front of me. Until I get to the ground and make the proper approach. Hey, what's going on? Keith is here. Hi, Lifter. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, I'm doing good, my man. Hopefully you're doing just as well. You rely on passive income for the maintenance of your other aircraft. I haven't been able to even purchase a second aircraft yet. The one that I did was not a good idea. That turned out horribly. But we're going to try it again. We just bought another Sightseeing company. Did you buy another helicopter, or what kind of aircraft did you go with? Did you go with cargo? I think we might have actually had this conversation before. Power came off again. Okay. Little tip there if you haven't heard that one before. If your battery power is off while your rotors are spooling down, they will not spool down. Sus. 99% for retrieval time. I'll take that. A little bit different than yesterday. Just a wee bit. Leveling up to 170. Alrighty then. So here's what I've got going on up to this point. With the all companies option, I just did the Sightseeing. And what I'm thinking about doing is actually buying a Cabri for this. You have 12 aircraft so far. 4 of them are 125s. Did you start cargo? Because I have the company for cargo set up. And this is the way I went before. Yeah, and I don't even have the coin for it. Not even close. I can only imagine where I would be if I didn't have to restart my career. I should have never gone with that premium insurance from the get-go. That really did burn. Let's take this company off. Take that crew, put them to sleep for a bit. Started light cargo with the Skyhawk. Okay. Alright. There is a diagram out there of what all the passive incomes are. I wonder if I could pull that up. Let's see here. I'll find it one of these days. We'll get there. We'll get back to it. I dye the grass. Let's come in. Let's see what we can do. What is this one in? The Pilatus PC 24 for 32. 6.5 hours. It's never 6.5 hours though. See, I found these missions without having a secondary aircraft to be the most profitable. Some of the medium cargo missions that I've done have ended horribly. I've been crashing those aircraft like it's going out of style. I don't know what it is about landing those things, but they gave me some pretty interesting weather conditions to try it out in, and that didn't end well. And I tried the restart, and nope. Caught it just a little bit too late. Thought I had a pretty good landing, and then all of a sudden this thing just tipped over, and it was, yep, that was that. We have experienced some issues with this PC, but we know that we can get over it if we just kind of take the aircraft off the end of the runway if those nose gear do not want to turn for you after you land.
It's a real pleasure to fly with this medic team. I know Dr. Gonzalez a bit. He and Nurse Sergio are both real pros. Ready to start. Proceed patient boarding. Understood, on our way.
And as soon as we get back into this aircraft, one of the first things I'm going to do is actually engage the oxygen within the plane. Even if I don't need to get to that altitude, I'm turning that thing on anyway. I love how the pilot's head just sticks out of the top of the aircraft. Just right through the glass. Before I even start it up, I'm going to activate the oxygen.
Hey, Captain. While Sergio is checking things, I'll do a quick brief. We've got Maria on board, 36-year-old female. Scheduled transplant in the area of complejo assistential dysphoria. We're still monitoring a few things, but we're ready to leave. We're taking Maria's son with us. Name's Jordy. Please, Jordy, come have a seat here.
She's still weak, so fly carefully, please.
And there's so many different things about these that you need to be aware of. Like, I don't know why, but the medical condition of the patient, or your care for the patient in the back, is never what it should be. It's kind of like those Sightseeing missions where you just can't make them happy. She wants to take off right away. What? Ooh, she wanted to go for a ride right away. Came in, throttle up. Okay, we'll go off-roading for a bit. That didn't even negatively impact me, not that I saw. Let's go ahead and just do an alt-N and skip there. Okay, she doesn't want to take off. Once I get that speed relatively taken care of, manage that a little bit.
Madrid Center SAR Heli 241 India Mike Sierra 2412 is type Pilatus PC 24 tree miles west of Lima Echo Golf Yankee 4,900 feet. Request flight following. SAR Heli 241 India Mike Sierra 2412 Madrid Center. Squawk 2036.
I am going to come up to this and acknowledge the squawk.
Squawk 2036.
But as soon as I get the chance, I'm going to cancel any IFR that they've got. Clearly not IFR conditions. And that is, of course, if the opportunity arises.
Contact 5 miles northwest of Lima Echo Golf Yankee 5,600 feet QNH 1028. Roger.
There is cancel flight following.
Mike Sierra 2412.
Even though it does say request.
Madrid Center SAR
Go ahead and do it.
India Mike Sierra
Then I'm gonna cancel it.
5 miles northwest of Lima Echo Golf Yankee 6,000 foot. Request IFR to Echo Golf Hotel Quebec ready to copy. SAR Heli 241 India Mike Sierra 2412 is cleared to Echo Golf Hotel Quebec Airport is filed. Squawk 2036. SAR Heli 241 India Mike Sierra 2412 cleared to Echo Golf Hotel Quebec Airport as filed. Squawk 2036. SAR Heli 241 India Mike Sierra 2412 readback correct. Radar contact 6,500 feet QNH 1028. Continue to Annika following heading 035 resume. Own navigation climb.
I do like this aircraft. There is the option for cancel IFR.
Madrid Center SAR, Heli 241 India, Mike Sierra 2412. Cancel IFR at this time. 2 IFR flight plan is cancel radar service terminated. Squawk 7000. Maintain VFR. Frequency change approved. Good day.
Once they're done with that, it already checks off that I've reached the 45,000, 46 still available on the bottom, but I am going to ignore that and just sim rate increase from here on out. You're flying a Medevac mission in year 208 right now? Nice. I do like this one because it is pretty fast even on these longer missions, and with the sim rate increase involved, you know, these 6.5 hour missions, even if I don't get diverted, they never take that long. And it's actually not that bad too. I mean, honestly, I'll free fly it. You know what I mean? I'm gonna just hands-on control this. I'm not gonna use the autopilot because that's part of the major glitch in the system. That and fuel. All right, so when I get just a little bit of ways from the airport right now, what I'm gonna do is just use my repair and refuel to put a full tank into this thing, so I know that I have more than enough when I land, but not too much. because they like to bring you down on an absolutely empty tank, and if you need to go around it all, or if you miss that approach even just a little bit, and you kind of need to like snake your way into it or something like that, yeah, it's not nice. Rid of my communications. Just kind of keep those up here. Remembering that your flight controls while you're in this mode are in real time is also pretty important. Yeah. It's not that bad. So I would imagine that doing these for an airline would be extremely profitable. Try to turn those visual assistants off, just kind of cruise around the clouds for a little bit. They do look like they have lines in them for some reason. Very linear. That may also be just the sim rate playing with that. A lot of lines in the clouds. That's having a hard time coming through that information. I wonder if I try to go up just a little bit more in altitude here. What's interesting too is if you'll watch the windshield progressively get more and more dirty as the flight continues. Making your ascent or descent too steep in any aircraft while a passenger, or I should say patient, is on board, that causes issues with them. Let's see what we got turned on back here. We should probably turn the we'll just seat belts, cabin lights, dome, cockpit, why not? Didn't turn on any taxi lights on the way out. We'll put some wing lights on, maybe some landing pulse. Yeah, why not? Having a little seizure back there. About 31,000.
Can you reduce the rolling?
Yeah, see, there you go. That's that sim rate increase, having fun with you. Just catches a little bit of turbulence there. Not a bad way to make money, though. I would much prefer to be inside of the 125 running around the mountains picking people up, but I have to be able to afford the maintenance costs on at least one of these aircraft. Maybe it's just that I don't have enough time to fly all of these missions to kind of keep up with it. Makes me think that I should have gone with my original plan and just sat there and made money for a while. I mean, it seems kind of like a no-brainer at this point. I should have really done that. Didn't save enough money up front. I dove right into the 125 like, here we go.
Captain, ATC has requested an altitude change. Let's reach the new cruise altitude to allow the team to conduct tests on our mission.
16,500. That I will pay attention to as I dive back in. Sim rate decrease. Try not to do this too quickly. Start to make a little bit of a turn here. We're going to go over the channel. Try to keep that speed down a little bit. A little bit more music in there. Anybody out there flying the simulator that got it as a gift for Christmas? There's an interesting question. Or give it as a gift. It's one thing I'm looking forward to being able to do with the marketplace is actually give back to my community and the people who watch this content on a regular basis. I'd like to be able to gift you guys where possible. Gone way below the 16,000 mark. I don't know if you caught that, but I just did. Too funny. And I'm talking about, I wonder what I could do to make my patients happier. It's expensive to pay attention. What are you talking about? Do you know how expensive it is? probably set an altimeter. What do you think about that? I think that would be using autopilot, and I think it's going to go wrong. So I'm not even going to do it, but I am going to put 16.5 on the dial, but I'm not actually going to initiate autopilot. Trying to do it with the sim rate increase on is pretty difficult. It's much easier when you're doing it with the autopilot on, but that just causes so many issues. Zoom, zoom. Should be making a left-hand turn up here pretty soon.
Beginning our descent. You'll be at the hospital before you know it.
Starting a little bit of a descent. Looks like it's at a 1,500 foot approach altitude, so I need to come down pretty considerably. I need to get into the muck for a bit. We're gonna muck it up. This is a pretty nice aircraft to fly. The interesting part though is landing it, honestly. You'll see. It's an interesting aircraft to land. It's probably just my poor ability in a fixed wing. Or maybe it's me using sim rate too much. So I am out over the water, and 1,500 is what I'm shooting for. I'm gonna bring down that sim rate increase while I fly through the suit. Turn that visual assistance on, get an idea of just how far away I am.
Patient okay for landing, but be quick and smooth. It's serious there.
It's serious here too, young lady.
Time to buckle up.
almost had a gear down. Land on runway. I love it. Not just any runway. Just land on a runway. Green lights. Coming down a little too low, just a little too low. I'm gonna go ahead and add some speed brake onto this early. A little bit of an ILS condition. This should be fun. Haven't dropped any flaps just yet. We go right back into the soup. Having the visual assistance on at this point, I think, is mandatory. A lot of the G1000s will have your flight path frames built right in, and those track with the autopilot settings. So if you change your altitude bug, those frames on the G1000 actually wind up moving with the altitude bug. So that's a handy little feature in that aircraft. I have tried to use trim in this aircraft at this point with horrible consequences. The trim seems to overreact to a point where you just either nosedive or you go straight up into an uncontrollable just disaster. Them flaps in. I'll take that. That's a win. And look at the difference in the graphics from outside to inside.
Landing was a little rough, Maria.
But you'll be at the hospital.
As soon as you touch that ground, the graphics turn into stuttering every single time. I think my cache right now is actually set to something like 80 gigs. It's either 60 or 80. I'm pretty sure it's at 80. But it doesn't matter what you do. Most of these airports, when you're landing at them for the first time, they're going to do this. You just want to make sure that you have control over your nose wheel when you touch down. It's the only thing about this. It's super annoying. Come on. I appreciate that there. Keith, good looking out. I thought that was a nice piece of flying right there as well. Like I said earlier, though, I didn't expect that at all. These landings have been very challenging. I don't know why the medium cargo missions specifically with those aircraft, I don't know what it is bringing those things down, but man, I am sucking pretty good at those missions. But I tend to do pretty well with these. So that's kind of why I may actually avoid the cargo mission, just because I know I can complete these missions pretty successfully every single time, avoiding the ATC and making sure that you cancel that IFR. Unless it is an IFR condition on both ends, then you should not cancel that IFR. I'm just going to Alt-N to skip it.
Not an easy flight, Captain, but we appreciate your commitment. Now time to get you some care, Maria.
I'd like to know what she meant by that. Alright, so here's something else too, right? I just did the shift, or the control shift E to shut it down. This aircraft will not power down. But if you control E again, start it back up, and just turn these knobs from run to the off configuration, it'll shut down. You don't have to go off and then on and then off again, but you just have to turn the overhead engines from run to off. Takes a little while for them to spool down, but it actually kind of looks like me for a second there. You gonna shut down today? Peekaboo. I think it's because I tweaked it and I went in and out. Loves making a liar out of me, doesn't it? It's so great. There it is. See, but only 50%. Maybe it's that how long it took me to get down to 16.5. Smoothness on the landing was only 51%. I disagree with that completely. I thought that was just Crisco. boo. It's B for boo. But I will take that 40,000 to the bank. That's why I'm here. All right, that's why I'm gonna do those missions in between. It's been doing numbers on everything. It's a great way to earn the money. 285 is what I got right now. Again, if we look into the companies, and we even try to get that flight seeing Cabri in the air, even for just a little bit for like testing purposes. Again, I'm just probably biting my own nose despite my whatever face to even try this, because I could just be saving the coin to buy something else. But, and again, I want to have more and more quantity of missions. I don't know. It's extremely tempting just to fly a Cabri around, because I mean, has anyone tried that path? It's what we're here about, right? Is testing, getting little bug reports back to the team. I mean, that's all of my money. So yeah, even a little bit more. I could do the 238. The delegated maintenance cost, though, is another 87,000 credits. So I think I'm going to need to go back and actually earn a little bit more moolah in the meantime. But instead of earning the meantime live, you guys up for some free flight? Want to hop in, maybe tour around some Banff? Pretty sure I got my company in an off configuration, but I'm for my own peace of mind. There we go. She's off. Thought about going to CYYC, Charlie Yankee Yankee Charlie. A little bit of a free flight in Canada. Come in and double check some settings. Of course, we can open up them groups if you're interested. Our online is West USA. We have the voice chat enabled. Text chat is enabled. The limit, yep, the cash is at 80 today. Flight interface, we should see traffic nameplates. Let's get out of the Pilatus. Come back into something a little bit more chopper. I think we're going with our 125 because I love the maneuverability of this aircraft. It's nice and quick down low and in and out of those canyons and such. Let's go with a different... See, no options are coming up for variant. Very, very interesting. I have given one choice and one choice only. Intriguing. Okay. I see you. I get to fly the Marshmallow in the white. I think that's what it is, right? Because there's just so much snow in Canada. Charlie, Yankee, Yankee, Charlie. Put a destination airport in here of Charlie Bravo, Papa 2. I changed this to from custom. That's interesting. is it doing? It is not letting me load in. It's not letting me load into Charlie Yankee, so hold that thought. I appreciate that, High Lifter. I'm gonna see what this thing's up to right now. This is doing some things. There we go. No options other than the airport itself. There we go. That took a hot second. Because you know we like to gas up before we go. And I'm just going to start the flight. I'm not going to put a destination in there. Who knows where we're going to wind up. We spent quite a bit of time looking for polar bears. Those have also, so I did a little bit of diving into the photographer's mode too, which was interesting, but they do show you hotspots for each one of the animals that they have you looking for. Did I do flight conditions? Ah. Exit. End flight. One of these days I'm going to learn how to run this program. I promise. It's coming sooner or later. So if I go into the flight conditions, I want to make sure that I have the... I'm going to do preset weather, AI, and all players. I think I might need to do live weather in order to get you guys in. But I can change the time. Traffic of the past 24 hours unavailable. Save it back. And we're up. Tis the season for a snowbound fly-in. It really does love to forget what time of day it is. It loves that. I didn't know that we've also done these flights where we can control each other's weather, so... There's quite a bit of traffic on this little map right here today. It's definitely AI generated. There's a lot of traffic pattern happening there. Yeah, I left everything on it. That's hilarious. Oh, why do we have to do this? I still haven't looked into that mod you can buy though, but there is a third party that has come up with a $5 fix to having to do this in a free flight if you come in this little configuration here. Oh, I didn't want the controller. Hilarious. And it's just automatically running. Nose into the fuel box. I also thought they had created new fuel boxes. Was that a thing? Or was I seeing stuff? I'm pretty sure they said they were going to have new fuel boxes in 24, but that's the same fuel box. We got Donna. Donna's in the C208B cargo. Should we go say hi to Donna? A lot of photogrammetry still stuck to the ground here. Very surprising. I do enjoy the variety of aircraft, though. How you doing, Doc? Welcome to Calgary. Little ATR sitting there. .330. And I also thought we were going to have windows. I'm pretty sure this looks boarded up. nice. Propelling the next connection. Ah, that's good. It's the first time I've flown here, actually. I haven't been here yet. School bus yard? I think it's supposed to be. Yeah, I got my graphics settings turned down a little bit too much for this, I think. Little light Nicky out there. See if we can't, let's see if we can't change things up a bit. Let's see how she takes this. At 2080 Ti, let's see what she can do. Flying across Reunion Island with Air Boss Man the other day was so epic. That's one flight I don't think I'll ever forget, bro. That was fantastic. The coincidence of that was nothing short of incredible. And if you guys are watching along and you want us to fly over somewhere, give you an idea of what it looks like in the simulator, feel free to chat that up. Let us know. We can just travel anywhere you could possibly think of. Got trees in the buildings. Yeah, oh yeah, lots of trees in the buildings. That is good. It's a very environmentally friendly neighborhood. A little classic cinema going here. Free advertising built right into the sim. If you haven't been to the movies lately, classic cinema. Or is that Cinemark? Cinemat? What? What? Yeah, I'm not impressed with that level of detail. And that's on Ultra? We could use a world update here. Object level of detail. I've seen that go wrong before, but let's see if we might be able to put like maybe a 120. These trees look like, wow. All right, let's try trees too. I mean, the graphics are keeping up pretty well for it, I will say that. Oh, cancel. Low end, what are you doing? What? Did I just do that medium thing all by itself? Wow, this just changed all of my graphic settings. Bridge underwater. This is good stuff. The trees have not really gained anything. Can I put trees back on Ultra? Yes, I can. Oh, we got a couple of people. Why don't we send everybody on there? Get a little eye Grady. High lifter in the house.
Yes, sir. How you doing?
Real good, my man. How are you?
Great.
Well, very
Getting
Merry
loaded
Christmas.
and- Yeah, Merry Christmas. What was your the airport you were loaded in at or area again?
CYYC. Chinky. Charlie Yankee Charlie.
Copy. I think I loaded it the other side of the United States. I'll be there in a second.
Yeah, yeah. I'm playing around with my settings quite a bit here. This should be set to Ultra 2. Trees are set to Ultra. Man, if those trees are set to Ultra, those are looking rough. Those are not ultra looking trees. Sweet. Oh, we got some street signs up here. Interesting. Yeah, I might be pushing those settings a little rough right now with the stream. I'm seeing quite a bit of stuttering in there. What Canadian Tire, eh? You didn't bring your tires with you, did you? Lot of photogrammetry. Look at all the cars we could be generating here. Little Brussels sprouts. Oh yeah, I think I'm gonna turn some of these settings down before you get in here too, man. I'm just saying. It's looking good, but I don't want to be looking at a stuttery screen all night. Let's go back to Ultra. Yeah, we'll leave it alone. It's been working so far. It should be better. Very tempted to buy that Cabri and do some flight seeing missions and see how that works out. I think that's what I'm going to wind up doing. I don't know, just the success that I've had with, you know, those missions is so much easier to accomplish than some of those cargo missions, even the light cargo missions. I don't know what it is about those planes, man. I can bring a Pilatus down like a champ. Sometimes. I don't know. Spicy sausage. I see a high lifter. Matching 125s. Wearing his EasyJet hat tonight. Nice touch. Cool outfit, bro. Anybody watching from the Canadian area tonight? Maybe we can get another homemade tour. That would be absolutely hysterical. As usual, feel free to dive right in. We are at Charlie Yankee Charlie in Canada. We'll take off for a little flight, see if we can't cruise around Banff for a little bit. Crazy, you need the group invite. I can still see you, but yeah, dude. That way we'll have chat. Do you copy? Oh, I can't hear you today.
Hey, there you are.
Hey, here he
Hey,
is.
SAR.
Hey, what's going on, brother?
Hey, doing good, man. How you doing?
Gotta-
Doing great.
Gotta love the restart.
Happens often on the old Xbox, unfortunately.
Yep, same here, though.
Calgary.
Yeah, I was just flying in and around the buildings.
Flew over it. I don't think I've landed around here yet.
Yeah, I'd like to try to get on
Could
top
be
of some of the buildings.
Oh, okay. Cool. Sounds like a plan.
Did a little bit of low street flying earlier and saw a movie theater. It's really interesting the way they include company names in these.
Oh, like legitimate corporation names? I
Yeah,
didn't
oh
see
yeah.
any. Oh, cool.
You'll even see like Sheridan Hotel signs and Target.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
When you're out in LOWK, you'll see an IKEA store real close to the airport. It's pretty fantastic.
Cool.
Nice. It's got your name on the ground at the airport still.
No, I'm right behind you.
Yeah, I know. I got you on the stream too.
Okay, yeah, I can see your names at the airport too if I look back there. Okay.
Let's see if we can land on any of these things. There's a few that look like they have options, but I don't see any helipads.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. I don't see any helipad options. But doesn't mean we can't try. Just trying to. This one over here looks like a helipad. Maybe.
Yeah, very.
That's some serious ground effects here. Oh, it's model. I mean, it's solid.
It
This
is
one over
solid.
here.
Which one did you land on?
Let's see. I'm probably. Let me find you. Okay, I'm over to your right. To the right from you. Other side. But yeah, this one is. There's one over here. Is that one?
Interesting. Where'd you go? There he is. Yeah, I went a little further downtown. I'm gonna try to get on top of this like pencil looking thing here.
Okay, that one worked too, so that's cool.
Mountains off in the distance. Not too bad. Not too bad. Oh yeah, there's some more ground effect. That's gonna be solid. Lots of ground effect.
Yeah, if you can break through that, you'll be all right. There you go.
Ooh. Yeah, that's a rough one. I believe the Banff would be this way. Kind of down that river. That river should lead right into it.
Copy that. Right behind you. What are we looking for?
You go under?
Oh, I know what you're doing.
I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. Graphics are having a hard time already. This next one might be possible, though.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna say this is a no.
Whoa, the car's down there.
Yeah, on the lower deck. That was pretty intense. That was really intense. I got like some flashing going on and everything. I'm just seeing the replay. That was amazing. high towers in here.
Yeah, I see that.
Fill up that coffee cup in the meantime. The graphics do quite a bit better when you're up in altitude. Doesn't seem to chug through all that information very much. What do we have over here? Like a concrete plant or something?
That looks like a factory or something. It's big. Was that a ski jump?
That's
What
kind
is
of what
that?
I'm thinking. There was one of these in Finland too. This looks like a Olympic, absolutely.
Oh yeah, that's exactly what it is. Yeah. Look, okay, that's cool. Yeah, see, I mean, it looks like it has the Olympic rings.
It
on
sure does.
kinda. Over here. Okay.
We're like in the Olympic Village or something.
Kind of reminds me of search and rescue when you land on the side of the mountains.
Right. The one in Finland I couldn't land on. I'm curious if we might be able to land on this one. At least maybe the smaller of the two.
Why not? Give it a try.
Oh, I can see the shadow. It's letting me get a lot closer to this one than it did in Finland, that's for sure. I would have crashed already in Finland. I'm on it.
Oh, cool. Here.
What up? This is flipping hilarious.
Oh, yeah, there's 3 up here.
There's 3 of them.
That's right. Yeah, there's 2 more over here. Whoa, yeah, the ground effect.
Ah, you're just behind the slope too, but I can see you coming into it. This is great. Yeah, you got positive contact.
Oh, it was rough.
You're a little
Wasn't
bit.
pretty.
You got the nose off a bit.
Yeah, I'm holding it. I'm having to level it off because I didn't center it right.
That ground effect, man, it bites you.
Woo! Yeah.
This place.
Oh,
is,
that's cool. Yeah. Ski lifts. Can't remember when the Olympics were here. I think it's been a while, like in the 90s or something. But I could be wrong, cause yeah, it's. But I remember the Calgary, the Olympics when they were here.
This is great.
So yeah, you leave a little bit of yourself. You must have got out of the helicopter because it shows you standing down there.
It's great. I can't see you on yours though.
I didn't get out.
Oh yeah, that's right. Hilarious.
That is cool. So this whole area here was like an Olympic complex, probably. Like,
100%. even up on this mountain, there's or hill, whatever you want to call this.
Pretty cool.
Almost looks like an arc.
Yeah. Yeah, I wonder what that was, or what it's trying.
It's a ski lift.
Oh, okay. Like a tramway?
Where they would take like skiers on the little chairs.
Gondola. Yeah, it is. I see that. Yeah. There's one over there too. This doesn't have the gondolas modeled in.
It's actually modeled quite poorly. It's there, but it's lacking quite a bit. I mean, that's a lot of detail that when you're considering like exactly how much would go into something like that. Cool little find.
And I imagine, is that the AI filling that in?
Yeah, basically it's like the photo.
Imagery or
This,
LiDAR?
yeah, it's the satellite imagery being converted. So there hasn't been a world update in this area that would kind of make that like a point of interest with higher detail.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. So eventually, yeah, it'll look better once they get the data.
Well, once they come out with that Canadian world update, if they get to it before they release 28, we'll come back and take a look at it and see how different it is.
I remember Borg, or whatever his name is, on the developer stream was saying that they plan to have all of North America full model with, satellite and LiDAR
Yep.
in like 4 years. That's pretty impressive.
That's an aggressive stance.
Yeah.
And that's a quick turnaround for that much data. They're talking about beyond petabytes worth of information.
It must be, yeah, if you think about it.
And to be within, was it 15 centimeters of accuracy and 4,000 times the ground resolution? What?
Yeah, that is asking a lot.
Come a long way from ColecoVision.
You got that right.
Your name tag is still at the airport.
Yeah, you leave little pieces of yourself wherever you land and get out. I was out because I had to do the pre-flight walk around.
Yeah.
Which would be confusing for somebody just getting in and trying to find you, and you've landed a few times.
Right.
And they're coming in the map. They're like, what? Which one? The one that's moving.
Yeah, generally the name tag will have like your altitude and speed, the type of aircraft underneath it. If it's just if it's a ghost of you, it won't have that information. I still haven't seen any deer.
I have started seeing some wildlife. I've seen black bears and wildebeest. I was flying with my nephew over in Reunion Island, showing him that, and yeah, he was impressed.
That's one of my favorite
Great
places.
place. I can see why. It's awesome. It is mine now too. Yeah, we've seen some creatures over there. It was cool.
Yeah. The black bears for me have been winding up mostly on airports.
Oh, believe it or not, I just seen one in the Mojave Desert.
What?
Yeah, I was I was on like a cargo flight or something. And what is going on here?
I don't think they've got them all in the simulator yet.
Yeah, and it was acting kind of weird too.
Like, because where there is supposed to be llamas, they're shouldering the water buffalo.
Oh yeah.
And when we were flying around Reunion with Air Boss Man, he's like, those animals aren't here. There's none of those on this island.
Yeah. Yeah, believe it or not, my nephew was like looking up stuff while we were flying, and there's no predators on Reunion Island or venomous snakes or anything, which is interesting. Yeah, considering what it's right next to, Madagascar, you know, in Alaska.
Yeah.
Which is full of predators.
That's very surprising, especially with the diversity of terrain.
It was
cool little
interesting,
tidbit.
to say the least. Yeah.
Not a deadly spider, nothing. That's wow. Okay.
Yeah, well, he said no venomous snakes and no predators.
Huh.
Yeah, but didn't Big Air Boss Man, didn't he say like those volcanoes are not dormant, that some of them are active and they go off every few years?
Yeah.
If I heard him right. Yeah.
Yes, I believe I heard him say that too. Even though what we read online about them was that they were dormant. Love it.
Yeah, that looks good. The water.
Looking at the map. I was looked at my EFB for a second, and when I put my cursor over the EFB, it stopped controlling the helicopter for a second. Whew. You know I gotta go for the bridge.
Oh yeah. Oh, a little dipping the toes in, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't seen any wildlife so far, but I'm keeping my eye out. Yeah, that's pretty low. I don't know.
I just dipped my skids in the water and damaged my landing gear. Not a single nothing. You would think there would be deer like everywhere. Moose, maybe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, especially in certain areas. But yeah, I mean, I guess, yeah, that's just more data that has to load in, so it's a compromise.
Yeah. More of a challenge to it too.
Yeah, like the terrain here, like the trees.
I'd like to do some flights through West Virginia too. I don't know if you've ever had the chance to visit West Virginia at all, but that state is 100% just in the mountains.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's kind of like where I live at, in the Appalachians.
Awesome.
Smoky Mountains.
Yeah. That's a gorgeous part of the country.
Yeah, yes, it is. Oh, we got a fork.
The stinking state to the right.
Copy.
I'm looking forward to being able to get into that point where I could have these AI companies earning money in the background for me.
Oh yeah, passive income?
Yeah.
It works, you just have to turn it on and do other missions in other aircraft, and the key to it is whatever 12 a.m. UTC time it is where you live, you have to be offline and off the SIM for it to credit the passive income to your account. So like for me, it's 7 p.m. So I have to shut down the SIM and get off and be offline for like till like 7:10, 7:15, and then it'll pay.
Okay. How did you turn it on though? You
You just turn your crew on, have the crew on the aircraft options.
So instead of leaving them in an off configuration when you're away from the sim, you just leave them on.
Well, you have to be flying. That's the key. Whatever extra aircraft you have, you'd want it turned on, or like you can turn it on and go do a employee mission and fly like, you know, Medevac or whatever. As long as you have the crew on, it's going to accumulate hours while you're flying.
I see. Okay.
So yeah.
And you can even do that with just one aircraft?
One aircraft. That's how I started off. I started off with a Cessna Skyhawk, about it, and I was just flying light cargo missions and saving up money. And yeah, then eventually I bought another one, so I had two Skyhawks. Now I let one just go passive, and I kind of go back and forth and fly both of them because you got to keep the maintenance up on them.
Right.
Yeah, you know, that's costly.
Well, that's
But
even like it's in the
once,
title of the video because that becomes like the true dilemma of having multiple aircraft is being able to have enough income to support both.
you're right. You want to have a cushion there, especially if you buy a used aircraft, because you never know what you're going to get.
Yep.
But yeah, I've got 12 aircraft now. They're all making me money. I even have a CJ4 that I've never flown in a mission because the VIP charter missions are like few and far in between. I've never found one. They're hard to get to open up. But it makes me passive money, so
I like it.
it wasn't a waste.
Very, very interesting.
Well, at least that's what works for me on the Xbox. You take it with a grain of salt. You know?
That's something I haven't tried though, because generally speaking, because of the experience I had with the premium insurance.
Oh gosh, yeah, don't use that.
Yeah,
That's
but that was in my
yeah.
first career. I had to restart after that, but
Yeah.
because of that, I always kept my crew in an off configuration when I was off doing other things though, so I was probably never even experiencing if I could have been making passive income.
Right, yeah, it has to be on.
Yeah, okay. All right.
Give it a try, see what happens.
Oh, absolutely. That's good advice.
So yeah, on average, I make, depends on how much flying I do, but I'll make $1 million a day in passive income off of that. It's nothing crazy, but it's nothing to snuff at either.
No, not at all. Especially when I'm not even at a 500K yet.
Right. Yeah, you'll get there. Believe me, you'll get there. But I like your approach. You're taking it very meticulous.
I want to try as
That's
many
cool.
different
Yeah.
avenues as I possibly can, even though there are charts out there that say, what passive incomes make the most money. I want to be able to kind of dive into the whole thing and just get hands-on with the whole experience. I tend to do that just with everything that I do now.
Yeah, that comes with age, I guess.
Shoot.
Wisdom, maybe.
And a lot of job hopping.
Yeah, there you go.
I kind of did that on purpose too, though, because I wanted to touch as many things as I possibly could.
Yeah, same. Just, yeah. Test the waters.
Yep. And plus, as you grow older, you want to be able to kind of fix things yourself and know stuff.
Yeah, it's good to have skills.
Came in handy. This place is pretty awesome. We're starting to get closer to the
I'm
lake.
enjoying this, yeah.
The gigantic lake is actually coming up here not too far off.
Yeah, that water looks cold too, like glacier water or something.
A little green.
Yeah.
Start to take chunks out of the graphics. So that passive income thing has to work when you were even off in your own airplane doing like, so if you have two airlines and two different planes and two different parts of the world, I'm curious if you could be in one and the other one's running passive.
Yeah, it makes money for you. You'll see the hour. It'll give you like a itemized little report at when it pays. It'll show you each aircraft you own and the hours it's flown and how much money it
All right. I think this is supposed to be a gigantic dam, but it looks more like a couple of houses.
Yeah, that's an interesting looking dam. Hey, I thought, well, they should be a couple of, oh, that's that's how it thought the power station looked, or the generator house or something. Maybe that's what it looks like. This is pretty cool.
An incredible location. This is another one of those spots where I need to go take a camera.
Yeah.
For a couple of weeks.
Picturesque.
I believe this is actually a float plane port right here. Also on the bucket list is to take one of those bush plane trips into a spot deep into Alaska or Canada or anywhere. Honestly, you just get dropped off and go on a hunt.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Especially in Alaska.
I think that would be like the destination of choice. No Bullwinkle today. A lot of traffic though. Very touristy part of the country. think if we make a right hand turn. Where is that? Is it this lake or that lake? I think. I think it's this way. Have you tried sim rate increase and sim rate decrease in a free flight?
No, I haven't.
Let's give it a whirl.
I don't know if I have it mapped.
No? All right, let's. Okay,
Not
so
my helicopter.
do you have a
Oh,
visual
yeah, I
on me
do.
right now?
Yeah, it works. It works.
It works?
Yeah, it's working. I just flew ahead of you.
Oh, no, I'm keeping up with you now. I'm one.
Okay. Yeah, I just went one click. So yeah, it does work. That's interesting. That's pretty cool.
All right, let's speed up a little bit and just keep flying straight.
All right.
Get into the mountains a little bit quicker. This is fabulous. Slow it down just a wee bit. Got some interesting stuff on the ground here.
Yeah, that's. I don't know what that is. Okay, I see a lake up here. Is that the one you're talking about?
Yeah, there's another one here. This is like the most picturesque place in this park. This is like a photographer's dream come true area. If you get the right weather
Yeah.
conditions in a spot like this, it's pretty great.
Looks like it.
I think I'm back into real time. Hard to tell.
Oh, this is beautiful.
I agree. I may want to watch where I'm going. Snippity doo dah.
I'm not seeing any fauna.
None. And you would think they would be all up and down the riverbeds.
Yeah. Yeah, they would be.
The mountain goats were still probably some of my favorite. I actually see something on the side of this, but I think they're trees. Love it. There's got to be something running around out here. Plenty to play around in. I'll still take Reunion Island.
This is good, but yeah, it's hard to top Reunion.
I mean, even
Unless
Hawaii.
you find another place, yeah, let me know.
I don't think even Hawaii would look as good as Reunion.
Yeah, I haven't been there in the new sim yet, so
No, me either.
it's a good question. What is
It
that?
wasn't really that impressive in 2020 either.
No. Yeah, I agree. It wasn't like it should be.
I think that would greatly improve the quality of the sim if they had like moving waterfalls in place.
Yeah, wouldn't that be? Yeah, really cool.
There were third parties that were making it happen in places like Courchevel, but or was that Lukla?
Yeah, I actually bought the Niagara Falls, and they did a pretty good job on that.
Yeah. Seems
The
like a
old
ski resort.
sim. Yeah, Courchevel, yeah.
Got a little ski resort here.
See if it has anything modeled in.
Don't look
Oh,
like
I
it
gotta
from
be
up here.
careful.
What we need is another mod. Here we go. So here's another adventure pack that we could include into career mode. Let's get some X Games going. Let's put some skiers on these aircraft. And then let's drop them off on top of these mountains and let them go skiing.
Absolutely.
Sponsored by Red Bull.
Yeah, there's a couple of buildings. Oh, and I have there's like a little gondola tower up here. Well, little building.
Little satellite dish on top.
Yeah, you gotta have that. You know the question, can you land on the roof?
It's going through it.
Yeah. Not today.
Where's the fauna? See what the actual lodge looks like down here at the bottom. Ooh, coming in spicy. A good sized building. Pretty sure the real thing is slightly more elaborate.
Yeah, that's weird. Is that water or is that those patterns down there? Is that like the parking lot or?
Yeah, it kind of looks like a parking lot to me.
Yeah.
Especially with the little roundabout here at the end.
Yeah.
The parking lot on both sides. I am out of gas. I'm coming down.
Oh, here's some wildlife. Was that deer?
You got some deer?
Yeah.
Check your fuel. I just ran out of gas.
I topped off. Yeah, and I filled it up all the way. I shouldn't have. It's a little sluggish. But
Interesting. I'm not seeing the deer.
yeah, they're in the wood line now. They're running across the field.
This thing's coming down again. What is going on with my aircraft right now?
I ain't having trouble.
She won't stay in the air.
Yeah, I'm not getting a lot of lift. The altitude.
SoCal, you think I'm showing off them skills crashing several times? Yeah, that's good stuff right there, baby. This is how we do. Welcome back, SoCal. How you been? I think I see something in the ground right here, but those are probably just rocks. Nope, nope. High tension line. actually a couple of other really cool lakes. I think these are lakes. Those might just be shadow. Ooh, my game is chugging.
Yeah, it looked like one of your flight medics just fell out of your bird there. That was interesting.
Well, I did give him a ride there for a minute. Crashed him into the ground twice. He probably wanted out.
Yeah, maybe that was it. He's going home.
We are open world right now. We're flying around in Banff in Canada. Nearest ICAO codes would be Charlie Foxtrot Echo 7. EFB action. Oh, it's having trouble recognizing that information. And who lives in this village? Are those just all really big boulders? Those are all just really big boulders. Kicking up brown dust as I go over the snow. That's awesome.
Yeah, it would be a cool place to do search and rescue. I'll have to look
Absolutely.
around here.
Does your hoist ever actually come out? Like, when you're doing the winch missions, does your winch ever come out from the fuselage like it's supposed to?
You mean during hover when you're picking up the patient, or just when you're flying?
When you're picking up the patient, so like when you're hovering over the life raft?
Yeah.
Does the winch
Yeah, I think.
does it swing out?
Oh, I know what you. No, I don't think they modeled that in, did they? I'll have to. I haven't really paid attention, but I know what you're talking about.
I think
Like
I got
it's
some
supposed
animals
to,
on the mountainside. I got something walking around out here. I don't know what they are. There's quite a few of them though. I think I might have some moose.
Oh, cool. They're not showing up for me yet, but maybe they will. Oh yeah, there is something down here. I think it's. What is that? That is. What is that? Looks like a bear, like a brown bear, but what are you? Oh, is that a wolf? Whoa. Whoa, horsey, whoa.
This dude's got a rack. Here comes that invite, SoCal.
Oh, I think it's a mountain lion.
You got a mountain lion in there, really?
Yeah.
Landing gear malfunction. I'm out of the aircraft. This is great. I even put the parking brakes on before I came out. I wonder if my chopper's just sliding down the mountain right now.
It looks stable.
That one's got his head buried in the snow.
Wow, that's so cool.
Whereabouts is that closest code?
The ICAO would be Charlie Alpha, India, November, Juliet.
Good look at.
Yep. Come back to a hopping aircraft. That's genius. Dump that fuel in there right now. Yeah, this would be great for search and rescue, dude. Even if I'd go into this and choose hoist and turn that on, it never comes out. That's just so unfortunate.
Yeah, I've tried that, but I've never noticed, anything where it swings out like it's supposed to. But it's weird we're in a H125 and anyway for search and rescue.
Yep. Not the choice I would have made.
No.
There's SoCal.
All right.
Ooh, that's a ride. Look at this place.
Yeah, this is really awesome terrain.
He's in the he's in the 145, but he's dressed up like something else. Are you flying the 145, Jerry? I actually have my community folder empty again. Looks like I can see you trying to talk through, but I'm not hearing your voice either.
Yeah, I'm not hearing. I heard him for a second, but
Yeah. Crash. Or menu.
Yeah, I'm turning up volume so I can hear you guys.
I got you now.
Yep.
Got you.
The aircraft engine noise is very high.
Looks like we got some more moose. Running up the side of a mountain. I'm sure this is exactly where these moose are, and they can move that quickly. Man, those things are caffeinated. I don't think that's snow they're walking on. Those things are moving.
I was in the H125 having harmony issues, so back to the 125.
Yeah, if you go in between the menu systems with the 145, it oscillates like crazy.
Yeah, just slight issues.
A couple. Level herd down here.
Plus, it's a little irregular in its actions, so I need to get used to it.
I enjoy that aircraft quite a bit. That one, the 160.
I just pulled the trigger and bought it yesterday, so
Nice.
refind you guys.
We're heading 240. Roughly.
Pull up the EFB. I'm sure you guys will show up there. There you go. I got you now.
These guys are going straight up the mountain. This is great.
Yep.
I got moose acting like mountain lions here that are. They're literally just. The closer I get to them, the faster they get.
You know.
Oh, really?
2,000-pound animal runs up a hill like that, no problem.
Yeah, this is where they live too, don't you know?
Yeah, normal behavior in territory.
Yeah, they feed off the cliff grass.
They just keep going. She does not want to climb over this mountain.
Another good place to go check out might be New Zealand.
For sure.
But then again, the world is big. Lots of places to check out.
Climb, I said, climb. This is probably way outside of this helicopter's limits.
You lose Keith?
Say that again?
Lost Keith. Let's see. What if his PC crashed or lost internet or something?
Yeah, more than likely he just crashed out. Let's see him. He's gone off the EFB and everything. System crash.
So did you solve any problems with your SAR company?
No, I haven't.
Okay. I'm presuming the dilemma is not enough business.
The dilemma wound up to really be just maintenance costs. I haven't been working on the passive income the right way.
Yeah.
Based off of what I went through the first time I had a career with the premium insurance, I've been leaving my crew in an off configuration when I go to do more freelance or employee stuff.
Yep.
So I have never made passive income.
Yeah.
Which has made it really difficult to make enough money to like even afford a second airplane or chopper.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So now that I know that, hopefully tomorrow we'll have different news and a much better bank account. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
That's the major dilemma, though, is just I couldn't afford the maintenance on 2 aircraft.
Yeah. And High Lifters does say, system crash. So
Nice. Yeah, I
it's
saw
just
that.
pinged on the YouTube channel.
Yeah, I saw the chat.
Well, I can understand why the rich come out and play up here, I tell you.
Absolutely. Kind of reminds me a little bit of Colorado, but this is a little better.
Yeah. like an upgrade.
Actually, a really good
Everyone's
friend of
more
mine is a
polite.
chef at one of the hotels in Colorado.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, this place is pretty
Okay.
great.
Don't get me wrong. I'm not calling Colorado bad. I'm just saying that.
Oh, same here. Not at all. No shame on Colorado. I love it there. What kind of success are you having in yours?
I did actually do missions yesterday or today. So, yeah, just the normal, hit and miss. Sometimes you see 3, sometimes you see none. And you see none, it's the question of, so what do I do instead? And I haven't really figured out the Chinook. So, if I want to do lift, it's got to be this. Because even though I qualified for the Ericsson, I guess you can't get that until you've gotten your S rating on a lift, and I haven't miraculously got that yet, so.
I got mine by mistake.
Yeah. It's a tough one. So, you gotta keep working at it.
Yep, I did get super lucky though, because I mean, when I got that S rating for the Chinook, I crashed within that mission,
Oh,
and it gave me the S rating anyway.
yeah. Luck to draw.
Yep.
Just luck.
That's my kind of bug.
Yeah.
There's a nice
Wow,
little
this thing
vein of a different kind of rock growing through these mountaintops. This is wicked cool.
I am capping out an elevation climb.
Yeah, once we get close to the tops of these things, it doesn't want to lift up anymore.
No. That's weird. I've been at higher elevations than 9,000 feet before, so. In fact, I got penalized in a mission being at 12,500 because I guess in some missions you can't go into the clouds.
Yeah, you're not supposed to go into the clouds at all.
I'm like, well,
In the choppers.
doesn't
I know
really
you
tell
can in
that.
the fixed wings, but
Yeah.
anytime I brought a chopper into the clouds, it gives you that ATC infraction or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Which is ridiculous. Do a little skiing. This might be that lake I was talking about. On every photographer's bucket list.
Yep.
Mine included. See if we can't set up a little photograph down here.
You take pictures now?
I've actually been taking quite a few, especially of all the fauna that I've been coming across.
Yeah. Does it qualify you for world photographer or whatever that part of the game is?
They are counting there as well, yeah.
Right. I was glancing through that, all the things to go look at. I'm like, oh, okay, interesting.
Yeah, there's quite the variety. But I think that side of it is pretty broken too.
Of course.
Like where there's supposed to be llamas, there's water buffalo.
Yeah. Let me know when you're surprised. There's inconsistencies.
Let's see what we get here.
Oh, you have left the helicopter.
Nice. Right on the shoreline, I like it.
Yeah. Shoreline seemed like a good idea until I settled down and started scooting backwards. No, maybe not.
Should have shut the aircraft down. Love it. These are the days of our lives. That shimmer on the water is actually moving pretty quick.
Yeah.
Oh, you can see the rocks right through the water. That is pretty impressive. That thing does not want to turn off, does it?
Walk about 100 feet away from the helicopter and it gets really clear.
Right. Well, SoCal, I know you just got here. We're a few hours in. I appreciate you stopping by. We're going to do this again.
Sure. Yeah.
Great advice. Love talking to you. As every time is always a good time.
Yeah.
Hope you had a very Merry Christmas.
And you as well.
Thank you, sir. It has been a blast. It has been a ball. We've seen some great things. We've heard some great advice about the dilemma.
Yeah.
It's good stuff. Thanks for coming along, and we will see you in the next one.
I'll see you now. Take